Do you want to mention real quick about
Yeah,
the I don't know if you want to call it controversy or whatever, but what's going on about some people believing that you shouldn't automatically requalify for the Olympia
yeah.
if you
I
win?
had mentioned it to you.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me.
Matt from Muscle Discord brought it up this week, saying, "Should the winner have to requalify?" Now, this is nothing new. When I had my website, I've been talking about this for 12, 13 years, and it's not something, exclusive or, not that something that people don't talk about. But listen, in other sports, if you win, if Spain wins the World Cup or Germany wins the World Cup, Argentina just won the World Cup 2 years ago, right? 3 years ago. They start rock bottom like everybody else in the group stages, the four
In
years
almost in
later.
every sport,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
Now, bodybuilding, the Olympia winner is lifetime qualified. Now, imagine how the circuit would be if, Samson had to requalify, you know, um, this year, or, back then Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman. It would put them on the same level as everybody else. Like you have to, get your hands dirty to qualify, like we do. I mean, like imagine Quentin qualifies, he's gonna be burnt out. That's the thing, you know. So it's like it's not the same playing field. That's what I think people are talking about. Like, all right, Samson's been touring the world. He competed at the Arnold at the beginning of the year. He placed second, and then you get a guy like Quentin that's been busting his butt all year, and then when he finally qualifies, the Olympia is like around the corner, so he can't really improve his physique. Maybe he can cut down a bit, or you know get it a bit more, a bit more definition or something like that. But I don't know. It would be interesting, even if I don't know if they tried it for 1 year or 2 years, to see what happens. I don't know. I'm just curious, how would it work? What do you think?
Well, listen, this is, everybody's going to have a different opinion
Yeah.
about it. My opinion is that you can't really compare bodybuilding to other team sports,
Yeah.
because it's not like you can, like you said, a World Cup winner or an NFL Super Bowl winner. They can't just requalify. What are they going to just not play the next season? That's part,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they just go to the Super Bowl without even playing a game. That's
Yeah.
different. I kind of feel like part of the
What I'm
um,
going to stop you there. What they used to do in football, soccer, who wins the World Cup doesn't have to do the qualification thing. They go in, right? They're into the group stages already. And even
oh,
though even the hosting team used to not have to, go through a lot of stuff, and they just changed it. Everybody has to start at the beginning, so
yeah. Okay. Well, but I've been basically, talking about American sports,
yeah.
basketball, baseball, football, whatever, you play the season and you have to, but it's a team sport, things change a
Yeah.
lot more. I just think that part of the honor, to me anyway, the honor of winning Mr. Olympia, that's part of the title that you don't have to qualify again for the next year. That's
Should
like,
it
I think
be should it be lifetime?
I don't know. Well,
So
aren't they
so
supposed to change it to like if you don't compete in
for
5 years or
5 years. Yeah,
something?
but what if it's like this? You win, so you qualify for the next year. All right, you're in, and you play second, right? Why should you be allowed to qualify for the next year? That year you play second. All right, no, the top three qualify, right? That's how it is.
Top
Imagine
three
they play.
qualify.
Imagine you place fourth, and they say, "Listen, you lost your title and you place fourth. Next year you have to qualify again." That would make sense.
That I could see a little bit more that
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you actually went back into the Olympia and you placed out of the top three, that you then have to requalify
yeah.
again.
That would make
That's
sense.
something that I could see. That would be fair because it just goes to show like, you dropped many placings, so maybe
Yeah,
you're not worthy still of
yeah,
me. So yeah, I could see that a little bit, but I definitely wouldn't just say that you just have to qualify again every year. I say if you go into the Olympia and you don't get top three, then maybe you would
yeah.
have to requalify.
That that that
I
that
could see that.
yeah, that makes more sense. I just thought about it now. That makes much more sense.
That does make a lot more sense,
Yeah,
and I think that that would be a viable and a fair way to
yeah,
present it. But that can happen because if you look, every few years it seems that the qualifications change. Like now they're changing.
Like, I mean, if it was with the points, Quinton would have got in this year.
Correct. Quentin would be in this year. It's I almost feel like Quentin deserves a special invite because of so many second places.
I don't
So
even
I mean,
know.
like,
I don't even know if they're going to do it this year. Did they do a special invite last year? I don't
I
think.
don't think so. I think
No.
you have to. I don't know if you have to apply for it. I don't know,
I
but
think.
anyway, yeah, just to that thing. But it's going to always be one of those things people are going to argue about, and they'll be like, "Oh, I believe this." Other people, that's what makes it interesting. People have different opinions, but I like what you said there. I think that's a good compromise. That if you don't place within the top three, since that's the qualification for the following year,
To
then
qualify.
you lose your qualification. You have to start competing again.
Yeah.
That would be, I think, a good way of compromising the two things. So yeah, that's
I
a good one.
I think that that would be interesting. Huh? I am sure. I mean, lifetime qualified. Jay Cutler's lifetime qualified. Do you ever see him coming back, or Phil
And
Heath?
Samir is qualified. I mean,
Yeah, Samir's, I mean, lifetime
yeah.
qualified. All right, I mean, if you're winning each year, you're Ronnie Coleman, you're winning, 8 Olympias. So you qualified automatically because you won. But then you get a year where you fall to fifth. Listen, either qualify next year for next year, or, maybe you think your time is up. You know what
And
I
it's
mean?
and it's good because it's rare that you drop. It doesn't happen very often that you drop out of the top three. Usually, when a Mr. Olympia loses a title, they usually drop to second.
Yeah.
But I guess we saw it with Derek. I think Derek dropped to third after he
Yeah.
won. But so it would be something. But if you drop out of the top three, which doesn't happen often, like I think it happened. I remember Samir when he won in '83. I think in '84 he dropped to like seventh or eighth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it
I mean,
happens, but it's very rare.
we're